Obesity is the root cause for diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol, heart disease, PCOS, infertility, your arthritis, your knee pain, back pain. So it's the cause for so many issues.
Is it like always dependent on food habit or is it also genetic?
It's not just food habits. Out of 10 obese people, there'll be 9 people who are very less eaters. They're not overeaters at all. So it's not just food, it's your genetics, it's your hormones. So everything affects the obesity level.
10 years before, we didn't have the option to have food whenever we want. But now Swiggy and Zomato has made that very easy. How do you see it? Is it spoiling our lifestyle?
Yeah, definitely, because easy access to junk food. Outside eating used to be limited to 1 meal per week. Especially IT people, they rely on Swiggy and Zomato. What we get nowadays outside is just completely adulterated. There's a lot of noise around strength training. I'm a strong promoter of strength training. When something in our body is unused, it doesn't work anymore. You buy a car and you just don't use it, it's going to go for a waste. But whereas you use it more, it actually lasts longer for you. That's the same thing with our body as well. So I've seen some influencers just talk about their own experience without understanding the science and how our body works and things like that. I think it's not acceptable, right?
Recently, we hear a lot of stories that this celebrity has used this drug. Can we identify whether these people are using it? Hi, Dr. Preethi. Welcome to Time Billionaires Club podcast.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, actually, this podcast is going to be a little personal for me.
Okay.
Because I've told you, right, I've been obese before.
Okay.
And when we were discussing with our team to prepare the questionnaire, I myself got personally involved and curate the questions. So yes, I think it's going to be a very knowledgeable session for our viewers.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So we can start about your introduction.
Okay.
The thing is, also I want to mention this. When we came to know about the word bariatric, I'm understanding this word for the very first time. Even my team member got confused with pediatric. And then we had to do research. And, it's very interesting. I want you to explain what you do.
Okay. So basically, once I entered med school, right, then I went into MS, general surgery. So that's the first thing that I completed. So I did a little more advanced training in laparoscopic and robotic surgery and streamlined myself into more of bariatrics. Bariatrics is nothing but just obesity management. So we actually help a lot of obese people and guide them in the right way, because right now there's too much information that's available and people kind of end up doing whatever comes their way and thereby, getting lost in the process. So this is what we help people do. And the main thing about bariatrics, I would say, is it's very rewarding. It's life-changing for people because, like you told me, since you were already from the obese side and now you've, come to the other end of it, you know the hardships that an obese person goes through, right? And also not only that, not only like physically, but also mentally.
Yes.
So we help people come into this end of it with proper science backup. So whatever we propose and we suggest is not something that is that just worked for me and I'm talking about it. No, it's properly science backed.
So, doctor, you just said it is proper science backed, right?
Yes.
So what is it with these new drugs which is all coming up? Like I was told Mounjaro has been approved in India. Ozempic is not, and there's also one more drug called Wegovy.
Yes.
So how these things work? Is it even related to you?
Yes, definitely. That is one of our primary focus. So when we have to manage obesity, right? I'm sure anybody who comes into our OPD have already tried diets, exercises, and all of those things. Either they fail miserably in it, or there is a like an up and down effect, right? There is some sort of benefit improvement, but again, they gain back the weight or something like that. So at that point of time, we do help with medications like Mounjaro, Wegovy, semaglutide, and there are other smaller drugs that are available in the market as well. So these are broad term classified as GLP-1 analogs, we say, whereas Mounjaro is a dual analog. It's GIP and GLP. So what this is a little more konja science involved. So what this actually does is it basically just tells your body, hey, I'm full, so stop eating. Literally. Okay. So it's not just so now when I say stop eating, right, it doesn't really mean that only your volume comes down. But when you eat less, all the other hormonal changes that happens in your body also happens. So it's not just about making you eat little. The food that you eat, whatever you eat, stays in your stomach longer.
I read somewhere it paralyzes your stomach.
Yeah, that's like a very exaggerated term, yes. But yeah, it just slows down your digestion. That's it. So thereby, whatever is getting absorbed gets absorbed very slowly. When that happens, what happens is our insulin spikes, right? For weight loss, the one thing that's very important is our insulin shouldn't be like a spike, right? Like a yo-yo thing. It shouldn't be like that. It should be very stable graph. So Annamari in this drug actually helps our insulin and other hormones that's responsible for your hunger and your weight management. It kind of keeps it at a proper level, thereby gradually helping you lose weight. Now, these are not magic pills or magic drugs. They can give you that initial push that we all require, no? When we go to a gym or we try some new diet and all of that, we would really appreciate if some sort of response comes back. So that is what this gives. But that being said, சும்மா ஒரு இடத்துல உட்கார்ந்துட்டு நான் வெறும் ஊசி மட்டும் போட்டுக்கிறேன், மாத்திரை மட்டும் போட்டுக்கிறேன், it will not work. You will have to put in the amount of effort that is required as well.
Okay, but doctor, when we talk about obese, is it like always dependent on food habits, or is it also genetic?
Absolutely not true. It's not just food habits. Definitely not. Actually, Salapona, out of 10 obese people, there'll be 9 people who are very less eaters. They're not overeaters at all. So it's not just food, it's your genetics, it's your hormones. For women, it's a lot of other things as well, because we have a lot of breaks in our life. There's pregnancy, there's puberty, then there'll be a second pregnancy, there's feeding time, and then there's a premenopause, there's a postmenopause. So everything affects the obesity level.
Okay, but actually this is new to me, because my understanding is how I do things is whenever I'm on diet, we'll have a group of friends following the same, right? And what I do personally is I get sweet cravings in the midnight.
Okay.
And I'll eat something and I won't tell my friends. So I was in the impression, like, mostly it's not genetic. People do something and they don't reveal it. So
that is actually not true at all. Almost always, it's not the person to be blamed. Almost always. Yeah, in some instances, yes. But we're all human. We all do slip. Whatever you're saying, even I've done, all of us have done. If somebody is saying, no, I've been really strict, they're lying. It's not true. Yeah. But there are a lot of other factors that affects obesity.
Okay. So, doctor, nowadays we see a lot of things on social media, and it's confusing to a point where we don't know what we should actually do. Is there one, very toxic advice for weight loss or something we have seen on social media?
So one of the most toxic advices is these crash diets, that I would say.
Okay.
And another thing is few influencers saying starvation diets. Okay, I'm really sorry to say those are literally just tarnishing and damaging your body. These are not acceptable, not okay. So when you want a weight loss, right, you need to inculcate habits, and you need to inculcate certain things in your day-to-day life which you will be able to maintain for 5 years or 20 years or from there on, right? Because you want to make a change and you want to stay there. You don't want to go back. This is where these crash diets cause an issue because or if 5 kgs lose fun, no, I have some event, I have a wedding to attend to. At that time, you know what, I'm okay with doing it for a week or something like that. That's okay. But that's not a long-term thing that you can expect. And every time we do a crash diet or even these detox teas, detox drinks that are coming, that's all just BS.
But how bariatric, like your procedure works, like you are advocating for long-term sustainability.
That's right.
And how do you guys work on it?
Okay, so what bariatric surgery as such we do is it's basically done minimal access, meaning there is just small incisions made, laparoscopic or robotic, and there is no open surgery involved here. And we kind of trim down the size of the stomach. Now, say your volume is around a 600 or 800 ml. We make it into a 100 to 150 ml sized stomach, thereby making you eat less. But not only that, we also bypass a portion of your intestine. So now once we eat, it goes down into your stomach and then it travels down into your intestine. We have meters and meters of intestine, each of us. So what we do, we just create a bypass, literally like a bypass that we all know about. Instead of the food going in the longer route, we take a portion of the intestine from lower down and just attach it upper, on the upper end. So what happens, food that takes a longer route just goes directly down and thereby absorption is reduced.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So, will there be any side effects for this?
Yes, that being said, every good thing always has some bad thing on to contrast it. So when we say side effects, there can be nutritional deficiencies because we are not letting the food to be absorbed completely into the system. So in a long term side effects is nutritional deficiency. But to counter that, what we do is we give good amount of protein and multivitamin. Which is what is usually lost, right? We do adequate amount of research. Everything is science-backed and proper research and everything. So if we just talk about this to the patients who want to undergo bariatrics, tell them that this is a no-brainer, right? There is no going back on this. For 3 to 6 months, not your entire life, just for the first 3 to 6 months, we need you to take this 1 scoop of protein and 1 tablet per day, the multivitamin. I think that's a fair trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, when we talk about the drugs like Ozempic,
Yes.
How trending it is, doctor? Because I hear about it a lot nowadays, and like what is the demand for it?
It's very high. It's very high. I'm having patients walk in saying, can you prescribe it to me? You know, like I came here just for the drug. I came here so I can get your prescription. So it's that famous these days, yes. But that being said, we don't really prescribe it to anyone and everyone. There are certain criterias. If you fit into the criteria, yes, you can be prescribed those drugs. But if you don't, then we would probably put you on a much lower, just a basic thing that you require, or we will actually suggest bariatric surgery for you. So that basically depends on certain parameters like the BMI. So if the BMI is lesser than 35, so yes, you can go ahead with the drugs, 30 to 35. But anything above 35 with comorbidities like diabetes, hypertension and all of that, it's better we go for bariatrics.
So recently we hear a lot of stories that this celebrity has used this drug and the other celebrity has used the other drug. Is it true? Like, can we identify like whether these people are using it?
Yes and no, because when we see that they've been in one particular weight category for
Very
almost
long.
all their life, And suddenly, after the advent of these weight loss drugs, and we see changes in their weights, we definitely, think that probably they've got some help even when they don't disclose. But I feel people should just come forward and disclose so that whatever help and whatever benefit you got, the other person should also be able to get. And I don't think it's a shortcut or it's an easy way out.
What do you think Karan Johar would have done?
Yeah, though he says it is mad, I still feel maybe he got a little help from the medical field as well.
So, doctor, as I told you, I was obese myself 2 years back, and I'll tell you what I did to lose almost 15 kgs in 2 years span.
Okay.
So, a friend of mine suggested a nutritionist, and this guy gave me a food chart.
Okay.
And he asked me to follow. And one condition he said is, like, every meal you're going to take, send me a picture of it.
Okay.
So what I did is, the first time, the first meal, I put it on my plate and I sent him a picture. So immediately he replied me, resharing the same picture with a straight line in the center. And I was like, what is it? What do you want me to do? It was like, you have so much of rice in your plate, cut into half. It was like, I cannot do it because I cannot eat half of it.
Yeah.
And he convinced me slowly, saying, you do it for 1 or 2 days, your brain will get adjusted to it.
Yes.
And I actually tried doing it. It somehow really worked for me.
Yeah.
I got adjusted to the half quantity. And in this 2 years, I have not gone to gym. Like, very rarely I go for walking and jogging. But what thumb rule I followed is to eat 50% of what I used to eat.
Okay.
So then I did some research. I learned that, okay, this comes under the calorie count part of it.
Yes.
And I reduced 15 kgs, but after that I couldn't do it. Still I'm trying, but I'm not able to do it. So what do you think I would have done right, and what do you think I should keep doing about this?
So the part where you said that it's about calories, you're very right. Yes, that is also one of the factors. But good that your body, is this the first time you attempted weight
Yes.
loss? Okay, so probably that's why. Now, say you regain your 15 kgs back and you try the same method to lose the same 15 kgs, it will not work.
Okay.
So that's how our body works, right?
Mm.
So it gets immune to the process. So this is where we say the yo-yo effect, right? You go up, you gain, come down, you lose your weight. And once you gain again, then the same method will not work anymore. And the second time, maybe you'll be able to lose only around 10 kgs, not 15 kgs. And the third time, it'll only be 5 kgs.
Okay.
So this is how obesity builds up over a period of time. Now, for you, I would say that you've done it right the first time. And the fact that you're able to keep it off for the last couple of years is really good with just your diet. But if you want to go the next step, so what you would have lost is just the water weight initially and your glycogen stores initially. And a little bit of fat, yes, you might have lost because of the calorie deficit. But if you want to lose more, you want to get more fitter. When we say fitter, it doesn't really mean looking lean or, having muscles or anything like that. Fitter, we mean that you're able to do your day-to-day activities all by yourself, even at the age of 60. Right? So that's where things come into play. So that's where we want to do exercise. That's where we want to accommodate. Now, there's a lot of, noise around strength training and all of that. The reason why I'm a strong promoter of strength training and all of that. The reason why we want to do that is because when something in our body is unused, it doesn't work anymore. So the more you use it, the more
It's not only with the body, right? It's about
it's
life
everything.
also, right?
Yeah. Even you buy a car and you just don't use it, it's going to go for a waste. But whereas you use it more, it actually lasts longer for you. So that's the same thing with our body as well. So you keep training your muscles and then your muscles get stronger. Thereby, your ligaments get stronger, your bone density increases. Thereby, say you had a bad fall, you might not really actually end up in a fracture. So these kind of things will really play a role when it comes to, that's where again protein intake comes into play, your fiber intake comes into play.
Okay, that's my next question. What is this obsession about protein, doctor. See, like I can realize I'm currently eating more chicken than ever.
Okay.
And I feel I'm not getting enough fiber, but should I hate carbs? And what is this obsession about protein? How important it is?
See, protein is important, but the way it's hyped and talked about, I don't think that's necessary. It's an overkill. So
No, I feel very sinful if I eat carbs. Should I
I mean,
feel
it's a
that
good
way?
feeling to at least have that, few people don't even feel guilty about it. It's okay to have that small guilt so that we don't overeat. That's okay. But avoiding carbs completely is not okay because
Okay.
carbs are our fuel.
It is also needed.
It is definitely needed. But we can, like your nutritionist told you, to reduce it into half. That's what, had he told you, like, remove it from your plate, that's wrong. But rather, he told you, like, reduce your carbs. That's good. Now, if we are in a maintenance phase where you don't want to gain weight, you don't want to lose weight, you just want to maintain it, then you just maintain the amount of carbs, maintain the amount of protein in your fiber. Now, even though protein is so glorified and so spoken about, fiber is so neglected.
Yes.
But fiber is what really drives the absorption of protein also. So we need fiber. I would say good amount of carbs, like decent amount of carbs, good amount of protein and good amount of fiber, equal amount of protein and fiber into your diet every meal, like all 3 meals. If you're able to eat this way, that's more.
So, what is the ideal amount of fiber one should take for a day?
For a day, it's around 20 to 30 grams.
Okay.
At least 25 grams, we say. That's to quantify it to be more literal. You should at least have 2 big bowls of fruits.
Fruits, okay.
At least 2 fruits and 2 vegetables per day. So 2 big bowls like of vegetables, which we don't eat. So that's where we add some husk, some flax seeds. You can add seeds, and even dark chocolate is a good source of fiber.
Okay.
We add more fruits into your diet. So every time you feel like you have these sugar cravings, you said, try to have a fruit.
No, but for sugar cravings, what I did, I know this is very bad, but I somehow got used to it and got addicted to it. I started drinking Diet Coke.
Okay.
And that's been a good alternative for me.
Okay.
But I don't think it's good for us, right? What do you think about Diet
Yes.
Coke?
So
And
that
it's very addictive, doctor, I
it
should tell you.
is. It is. It is. I used to be addicted to Coke at one point of my time, probably when I was in my first year MBBS or something.
Okay.
Actually, to look back, even I was a very obese child itself. And then, yeah, I had my own share of
Okay.
ups and downs and all of that. Yeah, so that being said, yes, Coke is very addictive because it's sugar, basically. It's just sugar and soda added into it. But the thing is, again, limiting that is okay, but turning to that for your sugar cravings is not okay. Why? Though they're empty calories, yes, what you're saying is they're empty calories, so what if I include it in my diet? Yes, it has a lot of metabolic effects in your body,
Okay.
which is not seen by you, and that will show up after a couple of years.
No, it is already seen. I'm losing sleep. Is it because of that?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a little bit amount of caffeine also into it. Definitely that.
So what is inside aspartame? Like the main ingredient in Diet Coke?
In Coke, it's just sugar, water, some flavors,
So
and
the
carbonation.
zero sugar is basically chemicals, is it?
Yes, it is just
Right.
chemicals that is added into all of this. So
Right.
once in a while is definitely okay, but every day turning to that for your sugar
So
cravings.
you would suggest as an alternative, like you mentioned fruits.
Yes.
Is it?
And the fact that you're actually getting sugar cravings in the night shows that your metabolism is not okay. So that needs to be addressed. You shouldn't get those sugar cravings. Like, if yeah, once in 10 days, 15 days, you feel like having something in the night, yes, go ahead, no issues. But if it's an everyday thing, no, it's not okay.
Okay. How about chia seeds, doctor? Even I see recently like a lot of content is popping around it. How good is it?
It's really good source of fiber.
Okay.
Definitely can be included every day. And overnight soaks chia seeds. The thing is, it even though the quantity, even 1 teaspoon has 5 grams in it. So
5
that's
grams of protein.
no fiber. Fiber in it. Fiber, what happens with fiber is it keeps you full. It keeps you full for longer. So the fact where you're saying, look, I feel like having something that thing that we keep feeling, no, sometimes all that is just suppressed out.
Okay. So, like, I just wanted to ask you this question. So, in the field you're currently working in, is there one emotional moment where your client, has come up with this story? Can you share with us?
Actually, there have been quite a few. One that I would really like to mention is there was a couple that husband and wife, mid-30s, came. I think it's been a couple of years now. And they came to us saying that, they've tried everything possible, unable to conceive. The husband was 120 kg, 140 kgs, and the wife was 120 kgs. So both of them were really obese. So, and they've done IVF and they've gone through a lot of things. But everywhere they go, they were sent back saying, first optimize your weight and come back. Right. So they did try some amount of diets and exercises and all that. And the same way, they lost, but they gained back again. So when they came and we said, okay, fine, like you definitely, pediatric surgery is, at that time, 2 years back, we did not have drugs in our hand. I mean, we had drugs, but those are very, very, like 5 kgs weight loss it can give you, and that's about it. Not these giants, like these weren't there. So yeah, we put them on for bariatric surgery. But first, the husband wanted to do, even though we suggested the wife get it done first. And the husband said, let me do it first, and then my wife can try. So yes, we did. And during his weight loss journey, that is, I think 6 or 8 months after the surgery, the wife conceived.
Oh,
Yes, the wife conceived and they were so happy. They came back saying that she's carrying, she just conceived and we're so happy about it.
okay. What?
Yeah.
I'm just curious. What overweight has to do with pregnancy?
So when we're overweight, right, first of all, your sexual drive goes down, right? And then the second thing is if a male, the sperm quality is down, the testosterone is not okay, your hormones are all over the place.
It all depends on the weight of the body or the food they eat.
Yeah, the food thereby leading into the weight and everything works. It's a cycle. We need to break the cycle.
Okay.
Yeah. So the wife conceived. Good. So the wife would probably, after the delivery and all of that, come back for her bariatrics. Yes.
Wow.
So that's a beautiful one episode that we had.
Okay. So, doctor, speaking of crash diets, like I've seen people doing this, liquid diet for 7 days. And recently I saw an influencer from North India, she actually passed away. So, what you have to tell people who follow these extreme diets?
Extreme diets are a strict no, always, always. And especially, I do not support the fasting, like, only staying water diet. What is that called?
Only water.
Yeah, that is not okay. The starvation, there are certain diets called starvation diets itself. You starve yourself so that you can lose weight. How is that even healthy? And that is not okay. So when we starve ourselves, what happens? Our body goes into a survival mode. So say you're estranged somewhere, right? And you have no access to food or water. That's how your body feels. So it tries to conserve everything. You will not really lose weight, rather you will lose all your muscle. So glycogen depletion will be there, thereby making you look very weak and tired. At the end of the day, imagine you don't eat for 1 week straight and you only keep drinking water. What form of energy are you going to be left with? And is that all? Is it that necessary? We have such healthier and safer alternatives to losing weight. So I strictly don't encourage
So
this.
these are not
Advisable at all. And it's not okay that people are actually promoting that. It's definitely not okay.
Okay. And also nowadays, there are a lot of fitness influencers, slowly they'll start educating about, like diet, and they even conduct classes on how to, reduce weight. What you have to say about this?
So as long as I've seen some influencers just talk about their own experience. When you talk about your own experience, yes, it's good. But when you're advising another person, just because you've had weight loss, I think it's not acceptable, right? Because weight loss is a very, or rather, obesity is a very large topic, and it has so much of science behind it. Without understanding the science and how our body works and things like that. So even a little bit, like you said, limiting carbohydrates. What are the effects of that? You need to know that. Like, whereas a nutritionist will know. So probably they'll give you qualified advice. So qualified advice is definitely supported. But just because I did something, yeah, I can tell you that, but I shouldn't preach it, saying that.
And it has become a very common business now,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So
yeah.
my next question is, doctor, I just want to compare the pre and post era of, online ordering.
Okay.
Like 10 years before, we didn't have the freedom, or, we didn't have the option to, have food whenever we want, especially during the midnights. But now Swiggy and Zomato has made that very easy. Like, how do you see it? Like, is it really, spoiling our lifestyle?
Yeah, definitely it is. That's one of the reasons for obesity. We're growing in obesity because easy access to junk food. I still remember when I was in school, outside eating used to be limited to one meal per week.
Mm.
That's it. So, I mean, I still try to follow that, but I'm sure that's not the same in every other household. So few people, especially IT people, they rely on Swiggy and Zomato. That's their staple food.
Yes.
They don't cook because they say, I don't have the time. So they just Swiggy and Zomato everything. So, and what we get nowadays outside is just completely adulterated. Just to add taste, they add a lot of random oils, too much of salt, excess salt. We don't know what oil they're frying things. Everything is fried just to enhance the taste. So when we consume that on a day-to-day basis, it's definitely going to affect our metabolic health. So when I say metabolic health, it doesn't only mean about the appearance. Obesity is the root cause for diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol, heart disease, PCOS, infertility, your arthritis, your knee pain, back pain, even OSA, snoring. Colloquially, we say snoring, that is called OSA, obstructive sleep apnea. So it's the cause for so many issues. It's the root cause. So when all those issues are there and the person is obese, you try to treat the obesity. So yeah, I think
This is very scary, doctor.
yeah.
So speaking of food, what do you think about biryani? Like, is it a very overhyped food nowadays? Like, is it healthy?
Um, okay, since see, I'm a South Indian also, I really like biryani as well. But again, I wouldn't say that it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy when you overdo it, you overeat it. Like, say you have one full plate of biryani or something like that, definitely it's unhealthy. If you have just this much, and more of protein on in the biryani itself with a little bit of your vegetables on the side, I think it's good. It's a pretty decent meal. I wouldn't say it's very off. Yes, to make biryani, generally outside they add a lot of oil, but if you make it at home, you can limit your oil use, and I think it's a decent.
So it all depends on the quantity and also,
The make, how we make it, yes.
Okay. So I generally have this feeling, doctor, whenever, see, I'm a person who keeps traveling and I have to eat outside most of the time. I generally have this feeling that foods prepared in restaurant is not for one person. And when you're alone, it's very difficult to go and eat outside. You cannot finish the food.
Yes.
Why do you think the quantity of food which we have outside is so much? Like, why can't they reduce it?
If they reduce it, then they can't bill you more.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's just the business aspect of things why they keep the quantity a little high. Um, but I mean, when you point out this thing, I would like to mention this particular thing. The compulsion to finish your plate, right? That shouldn't be
It's
there.
more of an Indian thing also.
Yeah.
Even, you
That
know,
shouldn't,
from even my mom used to
yeah.
say when I was
Finish
child,
it.
yeah,
Finish your
don't waste.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's okay. I think it's okay to leave back certain things, and if you're feeling full, right, you need to stop.
Okay, is it okay to waste food?
I mean, it's not okay, but if it's going to be between wasting food and you overeating, I would say it's okay to waste food.
Okay, I really want someone to say this.
It's definitely okay to waste food.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So my next question, doctor, what is fatty liver and why I'm hearing this word often nowadays?
Okay, so fatty liver is where your liver is on the right upper quadrant in your abdomen. And the liver has multiple functions. It's one of the most important organs in your body. And that being said, the liver is a very forgiving organ. So even when we drink and then you stop drinking, your liver regenerates.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
Yes.
It's the only organ in our body
But very
which
forgiving,
regenerates.
and
Okay.
it regenerates. Of course, you can't like really damage it to the end and then expect it to regenerate.
It can
But
be
to an
damaged
extent,
until,
yeah,
90% and still it
yeah,
can
it can
regenerate.
still regenerate. But whereas your lungs or anything else, it's not like that. That's why we say smoking kills, whereas drinking is injurious to health.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so that's the difference here. So what happens when we have a lot of fatty food in our diet is around the liver there is fat deposition that happens on the liver, thereby causing fatty liver to develop. Now there are different grades in fatty liver. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 being the worst, and grade 1, grade 2 can be managed with some amount of diet, exercise, and just limiting your fatty food intake and all of that. Whereas grade 3, you will definitely require some help, some medications and all of that. And grade 4 is definitely very severe. Like it can go into fibrosis, which means your liver starts shrinking after a point and it's not really functioning properly.
Okay. So you think everyone will have fatty liver? Is it like that?
Given the era, fatty, more than everyone, even younger people like teenage are presenting with fatty liver.
Okay.
It's the diet. It's the diet. Not only diet now, our activity level is also very less. We keep sitting in front of the television, in front of the computer for hours.
This is my next question actually.
Yeah.
I read somewhere recently, sitting is the new smoking.
Yeah.
So what would be your advice for people, even myself, I work, all day long sitting. And what would be your advice for people like us?
Take a break every hour or 1.5.
Okay.
Just take a bathroom break. Just walk around 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and then come back, take a water break the next time. That would be the only thing that we can do. I mean, the nature of the job is such where you have to sit, but in between breaks, thereby, your system is not just completely shut down. Your metabolism is still on the move. And every day, some form of physical activity, minimum 30 minutes per day, whatever you feel like. You feel like yoga today, you feel like gym tomorrow, whatever you feel like, but 30 minutes per day will definitely.
Even walking is okay?
Yes, walking, jogging, swimming, whatever, anything.
So,
Walking your dog,
okay.
anything.
So when we are talking about walking, I generally count my steps. And what is the ideal step count needed for a healthy lifestyle?
Okay, there is no ideal step count.
But can we lose weight walking?
Yes.
But why do I see so many aunties and uncles in my neighborhood who walk for years and still they are not slim or why?
Because I think after they go back home, they barely do anything.
Okay, it again comes to
Yes,
their eating as
it
well.
not only eating. So the thing about attaining your steps, right? It's a good thing to drive yourself. Like certain people, even I'm kind of like that, I would say. I would like to achieve that number. Like
Yes.
say you wear some smart
Smartwatch.
thing on your thing, and then that kind of congratulates you at the end of the day. You feel happy, like it's just a stupid thing, but it's good. So it drives you towards that. So and the main point about attaining your steps per day is not about going for that 5 kilometer walk and just getting it done. It's about staying active throughout the day. That is where people
This is what they're missing.
yeah, that is what they're missing. Like it's a misconception there. So we want the person to be active throughout the day. That is what is called NEAT, we say, yeah. Non-exercise activity. And the chuma, like right now when we're sitting and talking how much of calories you're able to burn. So your daily activity level directly corresponds to your metabolism.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, doctor, recently there was a guest in my podcast. Her name was Padmini Janaki. She has this fertility clinic, AA-based fertility clinic called LiveF. She was discussing about this very interesting topic. Indian women are very, their body is actually very weak in general, and their nutritional deficiency is highest in the world. And what do you think about it? Is it true?
To an extent, yes. I'm not really sure if it's the highest in the world, but yes, Indian women are more on the weaker side is because we are carb eaters. We majorly eat carbs. South India, it's rice. North India, it's roti. It's the same. So carb eating will definitely not increase your bone density, will not increase your muscle mass. So for all that to increase, we need more protein and fiber. If you take, for example, a diet from the US, an average person like eat, they mostly have salads and protein. There's always meat in their diet. I mean, now veganism and all that is becoming a very big thing there, but otherwise, this is their staple food, thereby keeping them more fit, I would say, rather than, healthier than us. Yeah.
So, like, they should also try to have more protein
Yes.
in their diets. Doctor, coming back to bariatric surgery, so who should consider bariatric surgery? Is it like someone who's above a certain weight they should consider, or what are the parameters?
Okay. So to consider for bariatric surgery, there are certain criteria that should be met. Number one, yes, BMI is a criteria where the BMI should be about 30.
Okay.
Where with any comorbidities. Comorbidities meaning any sugar, BP, thyroid, or any of those comorbidities, or about 35 with no comorbidities.
Okay.
So these patients are ideal for surgical treatment or rather bariatric surgery for obesity management. Now, apart from BMI, when someone comes to us, like what we do, it's not just the BMI that we calculate and decide which category they fall into. So there are other parameters like muscle mass, fat percentage, your visceral fat, your subcutaneous fat, your water percentage, and the overall, your waist to hip ratio. There is a circumference that needs to be maintained. So that kind of denotes more of central obesity. Then if that's the case, then the management again slightly takes a different route.
Okay. So actually, fat is my next question. So I told you, right, I was lucky enough to reduce my overall weight, but I couldn't, reduce my stomach fat. So I wanted to know more about it. Why it's so difficult?
Yeah, so that's almost always the last thing that goes down. The reason being is fat is actually classified into two kinds of fat. One is subcutaneous, we say, and visceral. So subcutaneous meaning just the fat that's below the skin.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
The general one.
Visceral is basically whatever is inside your organs.
Oh, okay.
So inside organs, your liver, kidneys, intestine, all of it, the stomach, everything. So the fat that is inside that gets accumulated is deadly. It's very deadly. So that's the thing that kind of just doesn't allow the organs to work properly in the longer run. So that is the fat that we want to reduce mainly.
Okay.
So that if you want to lose that, that's where your metabolism comes into play. So the fat that's on the outside is very easy to lose. You can lose it with a little bit of diet, exercise, all of that we can lose. If you want to target there, it needs sustained long-term effort.
So you will help people to lose the
Yes,
visceral fat.
definitely. And we have a body composition analysis machine itself just to analyze this, which is almost 99% accurate.
Doctor, since you spoke about veganism, I wanted to understand what is it about, and do you think, someone who eats only vegetarian can, get all the nutrients of, which is needed for the body?
Okay. So the first, to answer your question very directly, on a only vegan diet, pure vegan diet, to get all the proteins and fibers and amino acids, it's not possible.
Really?
It's not possible, especially the amino acids. So in a complete vegan diet, yes, you can achieve the daily requirement of protein, you can achieve the daily requirement of fiber, all that is there. But the nutrient dense foods ன்னு சொல்லுவோம் இல்லையா அதை அச்சீவ் பண்ண முடியும்னா முடியாது.
Okay.
See, certain things are there only in meat. Certain things are there only in vegetables.
Okay.
இப்போ மீட் மட்டுமே சாப்பிட்டு எனக்கு ஃபைபர் கிடைக்கணும்னு பார்த்தா எப்படி கிடைக்கும்? So that's not functional. So the same way நான் வெறும் வெஜிடபிள் சாப்பிடுவேன் எனக்கு ப்ரோட்டீனும் கிடைக்கணும்னா yeah, to an extent, but there are certain amino acids which are exclusively there only in animal meat. So if you're avoiding that, then you're missing out on that. That's it. The choice is each person's.
So how do people manage without these amino acids or whatever is needed?
I think the awareness is not there. Nowadays, going vegan is more a fashion statement rather than if you see a little on the higher society, oh, I'm vegan. அப்படின்னு சொன்னா அது ஒரு fashion statement மாதிரி it's becoming. So the reason to why you want to be a vegan should be first analyzed. If it's just for that, long back, smoking used to be a very cool thing. Okay, now smoking is really looked down upon. The same way, these things will evolve.
My question is, let's say I'm a vegan and I'm not getting, certain nutrients or amino acids like you said, and I'm falling sick. So now I'm going to a doctor and getting treatment. How doctor is going to treat them? Like, I just want to understand in a layman's perspective. Like, is the doctor going to give them supplements or how it works?
Yeah, we're forced to give only supplements, right? If you're coming to me and telling I'm a vegetarian doctor, I don't take meat. But my job is not to convert you into a non-vegetarian. Then my job is to supplement you with what you require in any shape or form, right? So so supplements is the only way.
So, doctor, we are almost nearing to the end of the podcast. I want you to give 3 underrated foods which people should eat
on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
The really underrated foods, the first one would be probably yogurt, Greek yogurt. If you can inculcate that 1 cup a day, every day, that has so much of benefits. And again, fruits. Every day.
What fruits?
Anything. Like you can randomly.
But I was told we cannot eat a lot of fruits because it has sugar.
You can take 2 fruits per day.
Okay.
So any fruit. Like now it's orange season for us. So you take a nice orange and maybe a banana or something. Okay. Whatever you like. And tomorrow it can be something else. So 2 fruits and then vegetables.
Okay.
So these are the 3 things that I would really like to.
Okay, I don't want my mom to see this podcast because she always advises this to me. And I never do. Okay, doctor. And also, I want you to give 3 advice to our audience to maintain a very healthy lifestyle.
Okay. The three advices would be first, watch what goes on your plate, right?
Okay.
So I wouldn't say skip out on everything that's tasty. You can have once in a while, but watch what you eat. That's it. Mindful eating. So once you practice that, that takes us a long way. And number two is more activity level. Whatever you feel like. If you have an opportunity to go out and play some games with your friends, or rather sit at home and Netflix and chill, choose the first one.
Okay.
So something like that. And the third thing is get adequate sleep. Sleep at the same time, wake up at the same time, almost every day.
How
if
many
not
hours
every
of
day.
sleep is needed?
Minimum of 7 hours.
Okay.
Minimum 7 to 9 hours. 6 hours, yes, is
But
okay.
doctor, I try to sleep for 8 hours, but
Mhm.
I'm not able to do it. Why is that?
Probably a lot of stress, a lot of thinking that goes on in our minds, and things like that. But we should try to set a tone for our bedtime. Just there's a wind down routine that we need to bring. Like how there is a wind up routine. Like once we wake up, we brush, we take a shower. It refreshes us. When we wake up, we're not fresh, right? We're still drowsy. But yeah. But if we're able to sleep at the same time, wake up at the same time almost every day, these three things will really help
Okay.
our.
And thank you very much, Dr. Preethi. Actually, to be honest, I have learned a lot of things in this podcast. It is a pleasure to host you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.